morning everybody, and welcome to classroom setup day 2. I decided to start the video at home, that way I could sit down and drink a cup of coffee and kind of just collect my thoughts and make a list of things that I wanted to get done today. I can't wait to teach her. This is my 8.5 year of teaching. It's a half because I graduated in December, I started in January, so I have kind of like this half year. But 8.5 years, it's crazy. It's flown by, and this is my first like full classroom setup at my new school. I just switched schools also. I was an elementary teacher for a while and I switched to high school and I absolutely love it, but I came halfway through the year last year, so I had a very rushed classroom setup. I wouldn't even call it that. So this is like my first full one. Now given this year is very different, if you're new you probably don't know yet, but I am hybrid right now with everything going on, so it looks a lot different than it will probably ever look again and has ever looked before. I'm having, you know, kids at home who are learning and kids in person, and then they alternate, and it's a lot, but we're gonna be fine. So before I leave today, I'm about to head out, but before I go, like I said, I wanted to drink my coffee, and I also was going to hop on my computer a little bit and kind of check my email and do that kind of stuff. And then I think I'm also going to do a quick Skillshare class. If you guys are new to Skillshare, if you don't know what that is, Skillshare is basically this online learning community for creative people, which are a teacher, so I love it. I absolutely love it. But honestly, there is something on there for everybody. It ranges from like creative things like fine art and illustration all the way to marketing and productivity. Now normally the premium membership would be less than $10, but I am actually partnering with Skillshare for this portion of the video, and so they gave me a link for you guys. So for a limited time you can use the link in my description and you can get a free trial of the premium membership. That way you can just kind of try it out, why not, it's free, and see how you like it. So I was going through the classes this morning, and I think the one I'm going to start is a macrame class, because that's something that I can see myself maybe incorporating into one of my art lessons for teaching, but I personally don't know much about macrame. The class I saw that I was interested in is by Peggy Dean, and it's called Create a Macrame Wall Hanging Using 5 Easy Knots. But I figure if I watch this video and I learn it, then I can take that information and teach my students, and it just is a way for me as an art teacher to always be learning. That way I can learn things to take to my class, which is awesome. I honestly never usually teach the same lessons all the time. I teach the same concepts and curriculum, but like the actual projects and lessons I change up all the time because I would get bored if not. So this is a fun way for me to find new stuff and kind of just like get myself being creative as a teacher too, getting inspiration from Skillshare. So I have my computer here. I'm going to hop on, watch that class, drink the rest of my coffee, and then I will see you guys in my classroom. So today we are going to be trying to organize supplies. That's the goal. That's where we left off last time for classroom step day 1, which I will put in the description box or a card above. I came to this school halfway through the school year last year, and so I didn't get a chance to fully set up, fully organize, and do all the things this year. Again, this year of course is a little wonky too, and so if I don't get to all of it, it is what it is, because we are just in uncharted waters, let's be real. And so whatever I get done, I get done in that regard, because I didn't get to be in here during the summer when I really wanted to. So just to catch everybody up to speed, we are going to be in a hybrid situation for the fall, and so I will see half my students one day, half my students the other day, but I'm also still working on an AB schedule, and so we're just gonna have to, you know, go one day at a time, see how it works, see what happens. The last classroom setup, we set up the tables in a way that I can socially distance, and so I have them with 3 rows, and then I have their art storage containers in between to make some space. So if you count the tiles, it is 6 feet apart, and I will rarely ever have a class big enough with doing hybrid where I would even have anyone like right next to each other, 6 feet apart even. It'd be more like even further than that. So that's the one plus about being hybrid, is very, very small class sizes. But all these cabinets are filled with supplies. My goal today is to take stuff out of it, sort it, put it all in piles, organize it by the different types of supplies they are, start labeling, all of that good stuff. I did bring my Cricut. This usually lives in the art room during the year because I use it so much. But I have the Cricut Explore Air, and I love this one in the mint color. I have my bin of like vinyl and stuff. Hopefully I have enough vinyl. I might have to get more. It looks like I have some white and black, but we'll see. And I might just print labels on my computer too and put them up that way and laminate them. I also have my laminator, which my laminator also lives in the art room during the school year because I use it so much, but I have a little Scotch one and I love it. I also left up my twinkle lights from last year, so let's make it a nice and cozy in here. Put those on. Look how cute. I'm also gonna plug these in. I have lights dangling from the ceiling that I left up last year too. There we go. I put those on, and I just have these set to a timer. That way I don't have to worry about it because I have to plug it in so high. So a little hack if you have twinkle lights, just get these timers and then you never have to worry about plugging them in and plugging them out at the end of the school day. Now I will turn on my spotlights that I have kind of hidden back here. Turn off the classroom lights. And there we go. Now we have our cozy art room back in action. Now it's not the best lighting for filming, but it is great lighting to set the mood and get cozy and get some work done. And so I'm going to start pulling from these cabinets and just organizing all of the things.
In my world, I don't worry, darling. I just smile, 'cause you're by my side. And now your eyes open up every morning to the love that shines in mine. And I see it in yours too. So now I sing to you. And when you go, leave me here all alone, I'll be waiting, we can make it, because I know that after all this time, you'll read between these lines.
It's about 2:30 now. I've been at this for 4 hours and I'm going to show you the progress that I was able to get done. Look at my hands, are filthy from pulling things out of cabinets and sorting them. I made some decent progress. Nowhere near, of course, where I wanted to be. That's how it always is. Oh, my scrunchie is really dingy too. But that's okay. I will show you what I did get done. And I think let's start at the clay section because that's probably where I got done like the most of the progress. So all the clay materials that were along this whole area and my printmaking stuff, I got all up into the cabinets. I took all of that stuff out first, that way I could see it, and then I reorganized it. So I still have some decent stuff on the counter because these are the kind of things that they grab every day. I have 2 ceramics classes, and so you know, they just need to be able to see all the clay tools. This I need to find a home for. These I need to take off because that stuff is no longer what's in here. I reorganized all of this. The glaze brushes, I reorganized in this. Down here, all new stuff down there. I sorted and labeled every single glaze container. So that took some time, but it will just save me time in the long run when I'm going to search for them. This one I have clay tools. Those are just extra tools, and then these are stuff that I need them to be able to get, so that's why I have them on a lower rack. These are empty though. I don't know what to do with them yet. I'm thinking just like in the future if I get more clay stuff, I don't know. But that is all cleaned up and organized. And then here's the crazy thing. So I didn't throw barely anything away, like seriously barely anything away, and yet all I did was reorganize it. And I have 1 empty cabinet, 2 empty cabinets. Like, that's crazy. I'm not even done. So look how much space I saved just from reorganizing, not even throwing away. That's crazy. Down here, I don't know if I'm gonna get to this year. It's like a bunch of textile, fiber art stuff. I can't even open that one. But I want to leave them in here. I just want to reorganize it to like be neater, and so I think that might be during the year or like, oh gosh, or another time. Sometimes you just can't do all of the organization in your classroom all at once. Like a lot of times you just do it little by little. When you're new in a classroom, that's just what you have to do. So that yarn's a mess, but like I said, it's a good spot for it, so I'm just gonna leave it in there. And then this is my cones of yarn, and I feel like I'm probably just gonna leave that too. That might be a project for, you know, like I said, during the year to work on that. But this pains me, okay? So it's colored pencils slash crayons. I don't even know. Look at all the empty space. So I need to organize that. Like, oh my gosh. Need to organize it. That is going to happen sooner rather than later, for sure. Same with my oil pastels. Like, I don't know if I'll get to it today, but it's gonna happen. Because that's makes me so sad. Chalk pastels and markers. Also need to sort through that because it just doesn't make sense. Like, I like to have my oil pastels with my chalk pastels, you know, pastel, and then all the extra markers. I don't know. Need to go through it. I have this temper paint that I can put away. This I organized and labeled last year. I'll probably redo that label though. But that, I mean, that's pretty set. I'm gonna keep it there. I have this cart. This is all acrylic paint, and I have a spot for that. So I also organized this last year, but I think I mentioned in the last video, I want to do big labels across of the color. That way they know. But yeah, this is all color coded. I do think I need to pull these out and see if I need to reposition them because I did get more this year. I try to sort my supplies in a way that is also like a part of something that I want to teach them. So I did that a lot, especially in elementary school, but my students actually don't have art in elementary anymore, so when I'm teaching, you know, intro to art, or when I'm teaching 7th and 9th grade, something like warm, cool colors, that is something that we go over, and so it's just nice to have it in your classroom all over the place. Even how you sort your supplies should be a way, like a link to something that you're teaching them. All right, as I look at the supplies, I think what I'm going to do is pause and just take something to eat. And then I think I'm going to put away the paper and the paint because I know those two things are not going to shift in position in the classroom. Like where I'm storing them now is where I'm going to keep storing them. So they'll be safe to put away. And then I'll see what time it is and where we can go from there.
Fine, 'cause you said this is all you want. No more playing, playing, playing on all this. Waiting, waiting, waiting. I call you mine. I know you feel the same as I do. No more playing, wishing, waiting. I was taking, 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 baby.
You know, once you start organizing something, it's really hard to control yourself to stop. Do you know what I mean? So I keep opening cabinets. I'm like, well, let's organize that. Basically, I've had these random books. Well, they're not that random, but just a bunch of books that either I used to have. Honestly, there are some books up there from my art history classes in college, and I just don't have the heart to part with them. So I had them kind of over here with some teacher stuff. I moved them all out of here, and there also is some books that were just left from the teacher before me, and so now they're up there far out of the way. But I originally moved them to this cabinet, realized when it was done it wouldn't close, so then I had to move them again and put them there. So I am tired. But that now gave me room in here to put, like, I have some puzzles and just like odds and ends games and stuff. My dice, I use these for icebreakers. I got them at Five Below a while ago. This is like the best game ever, Bob Ross Bingo. 10 out of 10 recommend. I also recommend these. I think I got these from Amazon. Actually, I know I got them from Amazon. But they're just like the game buzzers, and you can use them for all different kinds of assessments and stuff like that. It ups engagement. Definitely recommend that. The only books I'm keeping out are, of course, my favorites. You guys know the Dot, Ish, Sky Color. I also have Happy Dreamer. I don't care what grade I teach. These will always be on my bookshelf. Not that I read it to them, of course, but just because I love these books so much, and so I have to have them with my collection. These sewing books my mom gave me, and I just think they're pretty, and I like to have them on my bookshelf. And then some other like textile-y knitting, crocheting books that are cute to have here. That's what that shelf's looking like. I put my Cricut up there, my fake flowers, I have the flag. And here I have my classroom keys, art tags for like hanging artwork, which of course is empty because I'm not hanging artwork right now. And then passes, which is just any scraps of paper I keep and I put in here because I'm constantly writing passes for kids to come down to the art room during their study hall or something. And so I just have pieces of paper there. This, as you guys saw, is my construction paper cabinet, which does not open the whole way because of my shelf, but I honestly don't mind it. I don't really care. I rarely get in here, to be honest. However, right now I actually think I might grab some of this bright colored scrapbook paper and my laminator if it has all the colors I need, and I think I might label, oh hello, I think I might label the acrylic paint that I showed you guys earlier. I could not get my printer hooked up. I don't know what's wrong, but I can probably make the labels at home. But I was thinking I don't need like full-on labels for the cabinet for the paints. I just need like a strip of colored paper to identify what color paint is in what. I think that it's unnecessary for it to say like red, orange, blue. It could just have the color. So I'm going to just cut rectangles to size of construction paper, bright construction paper, laminate it, and then stick it on there, and that way that is done. And that will probably bring me to the end of when I probably should be heading home. Plus I'm exhausted. Oh, I did want to show you guys all my containers because I'm container obsessed. And I got them all out that way I could look at them all and figure out like where I wanted to put them. These are all the containers that I'm not using. It's just so easy to end up getting so many containers because you figure like Hobby Lobby has them, Dollar Tree has them, Target Dollar Spot has them, Walmart. And so like whenever I see containers, I end up picking them up. I have cut myself off this year because I mean I have containers already out in the classroom, and these are what's not being used, and so you know I don't think I need any more. But the best ones, these ones I really like. These are from Target, the cubby bins. These I also got from the Dollar Spot. This was last year I got them. And then I will forever just always love bins like this. These are my favorite. I use them for so much stuff. And actually, this reminds me, I needed like a paper bin. Yeah, for up here. Let's see. So I wanted to put a catch-all bin right here. I always need just some sort of bin for a bunch of papers that are like to be filed, just like things that I get from my school, not necessarily for teaching, but like, you know, just stuff in your mailbox. I showed you this one, or that. What would that look like? That's kind of cute. Let's see, let's close this. Oh, I actually think I like the white. And then I'm going to relabel this, so instead of using it for my classes, I just didn't use it that way. That's just not how I work because half my stuff is too big to fit in something like that. I'm not making copies rarely ever for my students. Like I had a few copies, but most of the time for high school art, it's big stuff. So I'm going to go back to relabeling it, I think, to teacher stuff, like to be filed, to be scanned, you know, stuff like that. I might keep the homeroom one just because I always have stuff to, you know, keep on file for my homeroom. But this is kind of like, I'm going to use this as if it was a filing cabinet in a way for my stuff. Anyone else write your to-do list out of something you already did? That way, it just feels good when you cross it off. Alright, so that is what that is looking like. However, I totally forgot about black and white and brown, so I'm gonna have to continue another time. So at least those ones are nice and labeled, and then what I'll probably do over here is I'll use the same paper so it matches, but then I'll put words on it that say like watercolors and whatever else is in here. So with that is going to wrap up classroom setup day 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and getting to see me set up my classroom for this year. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to find the beauty in each and every day, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!